BusinessWorld Economic Forum tackles the impact of disruptive technologies on the future of businesses.
Bim Santos comes to us live from the Grand Hyatt Manila, and joining him is Sun Life CEO and President Rizalina Mantaring. Bim, what has been discussed so far?
Hi, yes, Charles. We're now midway through the annual BusinessWorld Economic Forum about the future of business here at the Grand Hyatt Hotel in BGC. The forum was opened by a keynote address from Ayala Corp Chair Jaime Augusto Sobel de Ayala, where he talked about next wave disruptions and opportunities. Jaza mainly shared the various innovations they are doing across the Ayala group of companies. He ended his keynote by stressing the need for companies to transform amid fast-growing technological changes and to harness innovation to further growth. The first panel discussion that followed centered on automation and artificial intelligence and how they will impact people, skills, and management. The all-female panel drilled down on the ongoing shift toward automation and artificial intelligence. It was also cited by one of the speakers that 6 out of 10 jobs have about 30% of activities that can be automated, which just goes to show the extent of impact that automation will have across industries. Adoption in the Philippines, however, remains a challenge for many, with perennial issues remaining to be cost of technology as well as cost of labor. One of the primary challenges in future-proofing firms that was again highlighted is the need for companies to invest in their workforce or their human capital. To help talk us through this challenge, we have with us one of the speakers in the panel, the President of the Management Association of the Philippines, Ms. Riza Mantaring. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
First off, I know you have a handle on how things are going, how firms are adopting amid this fast growing changes in technology that are affecting various companies. Are you satisfied with how firms in the Philippines are adopting to these disruptive changes?
I think firms are trying, but admittedly, we're a bit behind the rest of the world, even behind the rest of Asia. If you look at our digital competitiveness index, for example, we're something like 13th out of 14 in Asia.
Is this does this speak more about a lack on the firm's part, or is this more institutional in nature, like systemic issues with the educational system that needs to be addressed not over time but over several years?
What I've observed is over the last few years, firms have been struggling with how to do the digital transformation in their companies. So I think it's not the lack of understanding that it has to be done, it's more how to do it. That's a problem. And part of that is the lack of skill that's available in the marketplace. We simply don't have enough data scientists. We don't have enough people who understand artificial intelligence. So often you have to import that talent because there's not enough in the country. And part of the reason for that, as you mentioned, is the educational system. Prior to maybe before a few years ago, you didn't even have data science as one of the subjects in the curriculum. Now a few schools have started adopting it, but we are lagging a bit in the terms of the skills needed to be able to implement all these new technologies.
Plugging those crucial skills, do you think it's something that should be led by government in terms of upgrading the educational system, or is it considering the pace that government usually needs to adopt to such changes, should this be something of a private sector-led initiative in terms of upping the game of the workforce and the educational system?
Yeah, I think you'll find that a lot of the private educational institutions are trying to do something about upgrading the curriculum to make it more suitable for the environment. But one of the things that I've observed is every industrial revolution is accompanied by a change in the educational system. In the US, primary education was introduced during the first industrial revolution because prior to that, 90% of the jobs were agricultural. After that, only 2% were agricultural. So what do you do with the 98%? But by introducing a new curriculum, new subjects, you created a whole new breed of worker who is now able to do the jobs that are required with a new environment. Now, it will be the same for this, they call the fourth industrial revolution. Our educational system has to change. It can't just be the private companies. We need to change, starting maybe even from grade school. And what's important is really not the subjects taught moving forward 10, 20 years down the road, but developing the critical thinking skills, the learning ability, the problem-solving skills, because technology is going to change very rapidly. Whatever you know today will probably be outmoded or obsolete in 5 or 10 years.
Certainly a long way to go for the Philippines in terms of catching up.
I think so. Quite a way to go.
Thank you very much, Ms. Riza Mantaring. That's it for now. The session is now in lunch break, but certainly there's a whole host of speakers that we are awaiting for the day ahead. We'll certainly be on tap for updates. For now, back to you guys in the studio.
Right, thanks for that, Bim. That was Bim Santos reporting live from the BusinessWorld Economic Forum over at the Grand Hyatt Manila in BGC.